The nonprofit is called 343 to NYC.org. And basically, it's a way 10% of all the FireTrack funds are going to go straight to the nonprofit. My wife, Monica, is going to be heading up the nonprofit more than I, because I've got FireTrack and Firehouse to run. But and like I said, my wife was a firefighter 6 years. She's awesome. She was a paramedic. She worked in the hospital, in the ER. She worked at the fire department as a firefighter paramedic. She worked in labor and delivery as a assistant or a tech or whatever you call that way back in the day. She's been in EMS and firefighting her whole life. She's now, at home helping me run Firehouse in the office, helping me start FireTrack and 343, but her main focus is going to be 343. So she's already contacted a lot of firefighters that she used to work with to be on the board of directors for 343. So it's a 501c3 nonprofit. And basically what it does is it takes in all the money that FireTrack gives it. 10% of all the funds that FireTrack pulls in goes straight to 343. The board meets once a month and finds any firefighter that's been nominated, any first responder, firefighter, or police officer that's been nominated by anyone on FireTrack. So if I've got a business owner that's a firefighter on FireTrack in Oklahoma, and they work with a guy that is just making minimal income, and he's 21 years old. He wasn't around when 9/11 happened. He was a baby. Okay, so his job as a firefighter is very important to know what happened on 9/11. That was the greatest, terrorist attack on American soil, and we lost 343 firefighters full-time, 1 volunteer, and many more police officers, and of course the general public's in the thousands. So it changed and implemented a lot of things within the fire service that we follow today, standard operating procedures. A lot of that stuff was made from the attacks on 9/11 and what we learned. In New York, if you've been, you know what I'm talking about, but the 9/11 Memorial and Museum is something that every American should see, much more if you're a firefighter or a police officer. So what 343 to NYC.org does is anybody that's nominated by anyone through FireTrack or that we know, or just any firefighter can nominate any other firefighter or him or herself to enter their name in the hat to be sent to New York. All expenses paid, one night. And the reason we're doing it one night is to get them there, get them back, so they don't have to request annual leave from their fire department. If they work 24/48 or 48/72, they have that 48 hours or that 72 hours to catch a flight, go to New York, eat something, whatever. As soon as they get there, we're going to send them to probably O'Hara's restaurant in New York. It's right next to the memorial and museum, and it's very public safety oriented. There's badges all over the walls and ceilings and everything from all the public safety that's visited that restaurant. So when we went doing our recon, it was really nice that we found that restaurant. So I want them to go to that restaurant and take their time to get settled, and then I want them to go to the memorial and the museum, and that takes 4 to 6 hours. And it's there's no way to describe it besides heavy. It's very heavy for us first responders to see and to witness that, everything that happened in the museum. So, I'm not going to lie. I'm not a macho man. I was in tears the whole time. I mean, it's something that every firefighter should see. And like I said, the younger firefighters, they really need to see it because they didn't see it on TV when it happened. They didn't see it. They just heard about it and how it was bad. But if you go as a firefighter and stand there and look at the fire trucks that were just completely demolished by falling material.
Oh, so they've got, is it photos or they have?
No, they have fire trucks.
Oh, do they really?
Underground in the museum, they have a fire truck, a police car, an ambulance, tons of stuff that they collected. One of my neighbors, ironically enough, and this is why I know I should be doing this, is one of my neighbors is helping us out with the whole thing. He was NYPD, retired from NYPD, and he was on the 9/11 team that put everything in the museum.